Okay, so I know this is a touchy subject for some people, but really quickly, what I want to do is I want to share a quick backstory with you before I dive into the point of this video. Now, it's no secret that I started trying to build a business shortly after I was in a motorcycle accident. My motorcycle accident happened on July 4th, 2007, and couldn't go to work because I broke my collarbone. So the next 4 to 5 months was real rough for me. It took me time to bounce back. And during that time, I realized that I wanted to be an entrepreneur because I didn't want my income tied to me going to work anymore, because I kind of looked at it like it gave me a crystal ball to see the future, what would happen when I couldn't work anymore and the type of money that would be coming in. And needless to say, I didn't like that future. So I decided to become an entrepreneur. Now, up until that point, I had no skills in entrepreneurship. I was always in some type of leadership role as far as a supervisor or manager or something like that. At that time when I failed, I think I was a manager I think I was a sergeant or something like that. I'm real low on the totem pole, basically. So at the security firm at that time, I'm not sure which one I was working for. I know I was working for, I don't know. I just know I was working 2 jobs. I know one, my main job was Securitas. I do know that was my main job at that specific time. And I was working, I always had a little part-time security job on the side where I could just, go sit down at a post and get some work done. I kind of felt like they paid me to sit down and do work. So that was the 2 jobs I had. Now, fast forward after the motorcycle accident, I decided to become an entrepreneur. Never done it before. My first attempt at it was a drop shipping company. And at that time, back in 08, 09, people were selling you these CDs because your website came on a CD and it was auction software. They sold it to you as the eBay lookalike. So I tried it, didn't have no success with that. And each time I failed in business, I tried another thing. But the problem is I became jaded, and I became more jaded every time I failed at business. Fast forward to today, it took me 10 years to create my first course. Not because I didn't know the material or didn't have it down, because I knew the material. I knew the material real good. I've been studying human psychology for the better part of 10 years because I wanted to learn how to get myself to be able to do what I needed to do. I was tired of starting a project and stopping a project. I was tired of saying I'm going to do this and then I go do B and I sell myself on why I'm doing A and drop B. And then I'm doing C and now you look up and I'm doing D. And every time I got a good excuse for why I didn't follow through. So I just got tired of that. I wanted to pick one thing and follow through even if I fell flat on my face. The problem is I couldn't get myself to do it. I knew what I wanted to do, but I just couldn't get myself to do it. I would always have a moment of conviction. And then after that moment of conviction was over with, I was back to my normal self. And then I was back to starting and stopping. Then I would look up and I would have that moment of conviction again. I look back and try to figure out what happened, like what went wrong. Why am I not getting it done? And that's honestly what led me to human psychology, because I wanted to really understand what makes us say yes and no, what makes us do what we do. So long story short, it took me 10 years before I came out with my very first course, which is the course that I have out now. Now, the course that I created is a course around confidence and how to build your confidence and things like that, which isn't a make money course. It isn't a how to get rich course or anything like that. I didn't want that to be my first course. I wanted it to be a course that I feel like can genuinely help the average person out there who was where I was, stuck 10 years and trying to get themselves to do something. Now, okay, I said all that to say this. Most entrepreneurs, when we first getting started, we raise our nose at mindset. And I did for a long time. I'm talking about back in 08, 09, when My Lead System Pro was like the big kid on the block. I would go to those webinars, and when they started talking about mindset, I would just completely zone out. And then I would come back when they got ready to start, because it was like every single successful person had maybe like a 5 or 10 minute section on mindset. And back then, I don't know if it was because I was super young or what, but I just didn't get it. I didn't get it until I got a little bit older. And that's why I created Mindset Monday, because I want to talk to you. I feel like you can't talk about business without talking about mindset, because the reality is we all go through ups and downs. Now, we go through ups and downs physically in our business, but we also go through ups and downs emotionally. Like, to say you want to be an entrepreneur is insane, because the emotional roller coaster you're going to go on. Like, I'll give you an example. I used to believe if you can't see yourself doing something, you'll never get to it. And it's just recently that I found out how destructive that mindset or that belief could be. Now I believe that you don't have to see yourself being a millionaire. Like, you don't have to see yourself being successful, because oftentimes times what I'm learning is we can't see ourselves in certain roles because we've never done it. However, if you can see yourself taking a very first step towards whatever your goal is or whatever you say you want to be, then over time, you will begin to slowly see yourself in the role of having your vision or having your dream. Now, how does that work? Really quickly, how's it going? I'm the Digital DIY Geek, and this is Mindset Monday, where I'm going to be sharing with you how to build your mindset. I feel like if we're working on our business, we have to work on our mindset. We can't do one or the other. We have to do both of them because, as you know, building a business online is an emotional roller coaster because more times than not, we're doing it by ourselves, and we really don't have anyone we can talk to about what we're doing in our immediate circle outside of the people online. Now, what I want to do is let's rewind and let me take you back to why it's important for you to understand that mindset is a big deal and it plays a very, very, very big part of your success and why it took me so long to see this. So as I told you that I used to say, if you can't see yourself having something, you'll never have it. Well, that's not true anymore. And the reason why is really simple. We can't see ourselves doing things we've never done before. That's why it's so important for us to have realistic expectations when we're getting started. Because if I can see myself taking that first step, meaning, for example, right now, currently, I want to lose weight, get shredded. Well, I honestly can't see myself shredded because I've never been shredded. I've always been a big guy. Like I'm 6'2", 283 pounds. So I'm not a little dude at all. However, I've never been a cut up, ripped dude where I could take my shirt off and people just looking at me, the ladies just looking at me. So I can't see myself there yet. And that's okay. I used to think if I couldn't see it, I couldn't obtain it. But now I know that that's a destructive mentality. And what I want to do is I want to reshape my focus. And I want to focus on, I can't see myself there, but can I see myself going to the gym? No, I can't see myself going to the gym because right now I'm going to school. I'm cutting these videos. Right now I'm literally leaving out for work. I'm literally cutting this video right now and I'm about to shoot to work. And then I'm doing a lot of testing. So can I really see myself getting to the gym right now? I could say yes, but I would be playing myself. So no, I can't see myself going to the gym right now. Can I see myself doing a quick 5-minute workout in between, going to work or while at work, maybe dropping down, doing 10 push-ups or something like that to get me started just to get the ball rolling? Yeah, I could see myself doing that. And it's realistic. It's something that's within what I'm able to do right now. While going to the gym isn't something I can do right now. Even though I pay a gym membership, I understand I can't do it right now. I have a lot of things going on. So can I do a quick workout wherever I'm at? Meaning maybe I go for a walk outside or go for a quick jog or drop down, do push-ups or do some squats or maybe do 10 squats, do 10 push-ups and maybe do 10 jumping jacks. Could that be my workout that I do for the next week just to warm my body up? I can absolutely do that and I can see myself doing that. So what I want you to understand is just because you can't see yourself as a successful entrepreneur yet doesn't mean you can't see yourself starting to take the steps towards becoming an entrepreneur. Because as you take the steps, your vision of where you can see yourself grow. And that's really what I didn't understand at first. As I began to take the steps towards something that I wanted, even though I couldn't see myself doing it, but if I'm stuck at step 1 and I haven't moved no further than step 1, then I'm always going to be limited and not be able to see me being a successful entrepreneur or making my first $1 million in a year or in that year span or having that ClickFunnels 2 Comma Club award. Like I can't see myself doing those things right now. But guess what? I actually can see myself now. Now, prior to me creating my course, I couldn't see it because I couldn't get past me creating my course. But you know how I got past my course? Creating that course, I said, I can't see myself having a course that I put online and I charge people for and people judge me harshly after giving my all. Then I thought about it. Well, what can I see myself doing? I can see myself sitting down and write the outline. Okay, well, let's sit down and write the outline. Okay, I can see myself cutting one video. Okay, let's cut that one video. Okay, I can see myself cutting the next video. Okay, let's cut the next video. Okay, I can see myself completing this course no matter what comes my way. All right, so okay, now I'm finna finish the video no matter what comes my way. And trust me, I had a lot of obstacles that came my way. From Premiere Pro, my colors not being right, which if you watch yesterday's video, I talk about all that stuff up in there. Some of the potholes and landmines I hit on my road to creating my very first course and actually putting it online for the world to see. I show you some of the ones I show you a ton of videos videos that I created that never seen the light of day. So if you have projects that you never put out for one reason or the other, or you have something that you really want to do and you start it but you stop it, you start it but you stop it, and you convince yourself that the reason why you stopped it is valid, I'm telling you, you have to work on your mindset, because that's what's holding you back at this point. And what I've learned is we can take all the courses in the world. And trust me, I paid for a lot of courses. I paid for courses that range from $7, free courses, $37, $97, $497. I got all the way up to $2,697, which I bought was a course called Traffic Mojo back in the day. And once I bought that course and realized that that course was just more of the same of what I already knew, but just had a bigger price tag on it, I realized that buying more courses isn't the answer to my problem. But at that time, I didn't understand that I was trying to solve a lack of confidence problem or a lack of belief problem with more information. I thought the more information I consumed, the higher my knowledge be, the more confident I would be in doing it. And that's what a lot of us believe. But the reality is that's not true at all. So what you have to understand, if you don't take anything else from this video, is you should be working on your mindset. Now, if you're just hearing about this for the first time and you've never heard about it, I'm going to recommend you start with a book called Mindset. I highly recommend you go grab this book. I'm going to link it up below. I'm going to have it linked up to Amazon as well as to Audible, because I actually have the physical copy, but I also have the audiobook version of it as well. So that way it's both modalities, whichever one you prefer. If you prefer to listen to it on Audible, you can listen to it. If you prefer to read it, or if you like me and you prefer to listen to it as you read it, so you getting hit with all of it. For whatever reason, I retain information better that way. Maybe it's quirky, I don't know. Maybe it's a few more people out there, I don't know. But that's how I learn. That's how I apply. That's how I retain it. Now, what I will say is, if you're gonna get it, I don't want you to get this book and passively listen. I used to do that all the time. One of the biggest issues that held me back outside of my stopping and going is I would go buy a course and I would passively watch it, but I wouldn't take no action on it. I wouldn't implement it. I wouldn't do any of the things that it told me to do. It wasn't until I stopped passively reading these books and saying, oh, that's cool, I actually started implementing them. And let me tell you, everything in this book is not going to work for you. And that's okay, because we're all different. We all have different vices. But cool thing about it is the fundamentals of what this book teaches you, I'm telling you, it can it can make all the difference in the world. Now, the principle behind this book, just to give you a real quick synopsis or a snapshot of it, is it's the difference between understanding if you have a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. A growth mindset is an individual that say, hey, I don't understand this right now. I can't see myself being a successful entrepreneur, but I'm going to do it anyway because I know it's possible. But I want to bring it down and see where do I see myself right now? Okay, these are my limitations. This is what I can do. This is my capabilities. What can I do to push me a little bit closer to being an entrepreneur? That's what this is about. A fixed mindset is a person that say, I can't see myself being an entrepreneur. I can't see myself being a samurai. I said samurai because I'm looking at a samurai picture over here, but I can't see myself, being a successful, whatever it is I want to be or job I want to have or something like that. And no matter what I do, what I try, it's not going to work. And that's a fixed mindset. They talk about both of them up in here. It's a lot of great case studies up in this book. That's why I really like books that have case studies where they can say, hey, we tried this on 100 people and here are the findings. Or we tried this on 500 people, 1,000 people, and here are the findings. I love those type of books, and this is one of them. There's a ton of case studies up in here, and I'm telling you, if you're going to start with a book, start with Mindset. Now, there are some better ones, like, for example, I didn't start with Mindset. I wish I did, but it's not where I started back in the day. I don't even think this book was out yet when I first started. But where I started was right here, Lessons in Mastery by Tony Robbins. I actually landed on human psychology because I was looking up something called NLP, and I was like, what is that? And before you know it, I went down this tunnel. I went down a black hole, and I landed on Tony Robbins. When I started looking at Tony Robbins and stuff, all this stuff was super expensive, and I came across Lessons in Mastery. At that time, I couldn't afford it. I was spending so much money on information, I couldn't afford it. I figured out a way to pirate it for free. That's what I did. And then after I did that, once I got some money, I promised myself I would buy this course because it helped me out so much. And yeah, that's what I did. So this was the first one I started with, which was Lessons in Mastery by Tony Robbins. I don't recommend you start here only because if you understand, I feel like if you understand the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset on your journey to growing your mindset and building it up, then I feel like this would be more impactful than Lessons in Mastery when you first get started. And trust me, this changed my life. So for me to be recommending you this little, $10, $12 book it says a lot, to be honest with you. It says a lot, because if you listen to any of my stuff inside my course, I give Tony Robinson, this right here, a lot of praise, because I listened to it everywhere I went in the car. I had it on my phone, everywhere. I could just push play and I was listening to it. So I recommend you start with this. All right, that's Mindset. This is the very first episode of Mindset Monday. I hope you enjoy it. If you enjoy it, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Make sure so I'll know you like this type of stuff, because to be honest with you, Mindset Monday is going to be a theme moving forward, because I honestly don't understand how I could talk to you about how I'm building my business or how I'm creating my first course, getting it online and marketing it, and I don't talk to you about mindset, because there are a lot of emotions and a lot of limiting beliefs that come along with doing what we're doing as entrepreneurs. And not to talk about that or not to address that, well, you're handicapping your business is all you're doing. So I don't want your business handicapped. I don't want mine handicapped. So we got to talk about mindset and really get to understand how we can get complete control over our mindset. So I'm going to be sharing with you what I learned on mindset, and that's going to be every Monday. So tune in. Till next time, I'm the Digital DIY Geek. The links will be below, and I'll catch you in the very next video. Till next time, later.